Welcome to another episode of Mindset Monday. I hope your Monday was excellent and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. This week, we will continue on men's health, and we had an exciting, memorable weekend of everything coming together. One major celebration was Veterans Day. That day is designated to celebrate all our brave men and who have served our country well. They have given up their family, they have left their family behind. Their family consented for them to go to serve us, to make sure that we are protected. And we were happy to celebrate with them and to enjoy them. Some of them are still on the field, some of them are home, but we are enjoying what they have done for our country. And today, as we continue with men's health, we have a vet who will be sharing with us how he stays healthy, what he does to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Our guest today is none other than Kevin Bunch.
Body.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
It's such a
Hi, good
wonderful
evening.
to have you on this program.
It is a pleasure and an honor to be on your show, Sister Miriam. Mindset Monday. I feel so honored.
And I'm honored to be in your company, a proud vet who served our country well. I'm having a little technical difficulty, viewers, so give me one moment. Let me just correct that and come right back to you. While I'm taking care of the technical difficulty, I'm just going to ask him to just share a little bit of himself with us, and then I'll ask other questions. Thank you.
Okay. So, hi, everybody. Like Lady Miriam said, my name is Kevin Bunch. Um, I'm a veteran. I served in the United States Marine Corps uh, under under George Bush, the son, the father, not the son. I'm sorry. G- George H. Bush, not W. Um, I'm also a New York State certified paramedic for the last 25 years. A few years back, I went back to school and got my master's in social work. So I'm also a social worker. I deal with reentry, parenting, and geriatrics, the senior population. And
Hmm.
and I would say, and also I would call myself a community activist. I'm very involved in the community, in the city of Mount Vernon, um, along with my church reentry program, as well as my reentry program at Family Services of Westchester, where I work serving the Yonkers and Mount Vernon population.
Excellent. So I see that you're a community person. Continue talking. The
All right.
situation is still prolonging. Continue.
Okay. So when I say I work within the community, so if anyone of your viewers know Mount Vernon, it's a very dense community, a community of need, right? We have a lot of seniors. 25% of our population in Mount Vernon is a senior population. which is about 10% higher than the average, right? We also have a large reentry population in Mount Vernon. And when I say reentry population, that usually refers to um, men and women who are returning citizens from jails or prisons who might have served some time and they come back out and they need resources to help them acclimate back into society, right? So the city has a lot of reentry programs. Um, our church, Oneness Rehoboth Apostolic, located in Mount Vernon on 125 East 3rd, has a reentry program which I'm heavily involved in with Sister Cheryl Dennis, um, along with my job at Family Services of Westchester. We also serve that population. So when I say I'm involved in the city, that's what I mean. A lot of reentry parenting, right? A lot of parents in Mount Vernon, single household parents. So what I try to do also is get them services as well. Um, Single fathers as well as single mothers. I know sometimes when we think of a single parent household, we think more in the terms of moms, but there are a lot of fathers that are single parents. And I really help them get services that they need. Um, and that's a population that's on the rise, single fathers for some reason. It used to be single moms, but now it's maybe 65-35 um, when it comes to single fathers. So that's on the rise. And and also what something that I'm also proud of that I do, me and my family, we started the Care a Bunch Foundation. I have my shirt on. I don't know if you can see the logo here, Care a Bunch. All right. And with our nonprofit organization, what we do is we go around to the senior buildings, senior living assisted buildings in Mount Vernon. We have 11 of them, and we provide services for our seniors, free or low legal fees for healthcare proxy, notary, living wills. For some reason, minority seniors don't have healthcare proxies and living wills, so we help provide that for them. And being a paramedic, I also do wellness checks, right? Blood pressure screening, glucose screening, um, um, pre-test for dementia, things like that for our seniors. So I'm very involved in the city, in our city, and it's really what keeps me going. Um, and in our church, and Sister Miriam will tell you that our pastor really encourages us to get involved with the community. Even if we don't live in the city, it's where we worship. And so if that's where God called us to worship and be at, then we should be involved with the citizens, the seniors, those who are returning citizens from jails or prison, those who are in need, and things like that.
Awesome.
Well,
So you share a whole bit, and I
yeah, some
am not
people.
sure why I'm having this problem.
Okay. Can you hear me, Sister
And
Miriam? I can
listeners,
hear
I
you.
know I can hear you very well, but for some reason, I think it's on my end, and I can't figure out what's going on. Just hold on a minute,
Okay.
because I know my listeners want to hear you very well. Let's try something.
Okay.
Uh, I'm going to ask you one more question, and if you can share with my listeners, my viewers,
Sure.
as paramedic, what are some of the common health issues or concerns you encounter?
So that's a good question because from being a paramedic for almost a quarter of a century, 25 years, I've worked in multiple municipalities, right? So I've worked in um, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, White Plains, Scarsdale, Mamaroneck, Larchmont, Mount Kisco, White Plains, Pelham. And I will say that depending on the municipality and the population, it varies, right? So usually when I work in the more, I don't want to call them affluent, but more higher socioeconomic um, municipalities like a Pelham or Scarsdale or Mount Kisco, their health concerns are a lot different. So I get a lot of older um, patients, 80s, well into their 80s, 90s, a lot of dementia, a lot of falls, strokes, things like that. Um, but when I notice when I work in Yonkers, Mount Vernon, certain parts of New Rochelle, you know, different type of health concerns, different type of calls, a lot of diabetes, high blood pressure, um, onset dementia, early onset. And when I say early onset, I'm talking, 60s, late 50s, um, things like that. So it depends on the municipality. I know the years I've worked in Yonkers and Mount Vernon, a lot of high blood pressure, hypertensive crises, diabetes because of the lack of diet, poor diets, heart attack, um, early onset of angina, which is chest pain. So it varies depending on the municipality and the ethnicity of the population.
Awesome. Now, November is Movember. Of course, it centers around men and men's health.
Right.
How do you think initiatives like these contribute to the awareness of men's health?
Uh, it's hard to say. I honestly, I'm in the medical profession, right? Being a paramedic is considered the medical profession. I didn't even know November was men's health, right? So, I think, when it comes to things to cancer, everyone knows, breast cancer or cancer awareness month. Everyone wears the pink and they have the cancer walks and the football players, the baseball players, the basketball players, they wear pink to represent that is Cancer Awareness Month, right? Um, Autism Month, right? Sports players and commercials, you see the colorful patches that they wear to represent, right? But for some reason, when it comes to men's health, you don't see those things, right? I didn't even, like I told you, I didn't even know it was Men's Health Awareness Month, and I'm a man and I'm a paramedic. So I think we have to depend more on advertising, television, radio, commercials, um, especially in minority communities. I mean, it's no secret that minority men, our life expectancy is almost 10 years less, right, than that of other ethnicities, right? Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, they're a little better than us, but yeah, we have to do better. How is that done? It, that's a question that doctors and health professionals have been trying to answer that for decades. That's a tough one.
That's why I came to share with our men and to have you here to help us to educate men in being aware of their health and staying healthy because we want our men to be around
Yeah.
to support our family, to, comfort and to be there Of course, most men go to war. We want them to be strong and healthy to protect our country.
Right. Um, well, yeah, even men that are not in war, even men that are, I mean, even if you're home, I mean, you know, some people think home is war. It's a lot of stressors out there. Working 8 to 10 hours a day, providing for your family, dealing with the wears and tears of, especially living in New York, where everything is fast paced, right? Traffic is fast, people are fast, we're on the go. We don't eat right. If we get 5, 6 hours of sleep, that's a lot. There's always things to do. So even more reason why we should take care of ourselves. Um, but I think and also, even getting men to go to the doctor for a regular yearly checkup. I mean, you would think that's something that we would do, but today I had a checkup. I had my cardio, I had a echo done of my heart, and I had a stress test done. I hadn't had one in 10 years. So it was time, and I went, and everything was great. I mean, but I think, men, we have to put it upon ourselves to do these things, you know. Um, if sometimes it helps when you have a family pushing you, a wife nagging you to go do, take your checkups and do your things and to eat right. And but I think we have to motivate ourselves because no one's going to do it for you. You know, no one's going to do it for you. I mean, if you ask, I read a statistic where they said if you ask a man who is his primary care physician, like what is your primary care doctor, every person should have a PMC, a primary care doctor. They say 70% of them don't even know their doctor's name, and you ask them when the last time they've seen their PCC, their primary care physician, they'll say anywhere between the last 3 to 5 years. You're supposed to see a doctor every year, right? There's certain things we should do, but for some reason, we seem to fall short. I don't know why.
That brings me to one question. What advice would you give men to make, to have them not be so hesitant
Right,
in in seeking health advice?
right. Health advice. Well, I would say, you know, every person's situation is different. Um, you know, you have people that love you. You have children, or you have a wife, or even if you don't have a wife or children, you have brothers and sisters and family and friends, that love you, that care about you. You shouldn't go to the doctor because y- you know, y- because people depend on you. That's one reason, but you should go because you want to live a long, healthy life, right? You want to catch things. Early prevention is one of the keys to everything. Um, that's the reason why we started the Care a Bunch Foundation, right? To go into these senior buildings and touch base with these seniors who sometimes only go to the doctor when something's wrong. Well, now that something's wrong, it probably didn't just happen. It's been happening for a long time, right? So we do preventive care. If we go in and check glucose, check your blood pressure, check for all early onsets of dementia, right? You catch these things early. So early detention uh, helps prevention, right? So um, I would suggest, and even and sometimes there's a lot of fear, um, when it comes to um, just minorities in general going to doctors. There's a lot of fear culturally, not a lot of trust in the healthcare system, right? For some reason or another, um, which is could be part of the causes. But yeah, I mean, early detection, even men with prostates. I mean, I remember Sister Miriam. This is back we at our church. We would have our health care fairs every year, And we actually
Yes.
had a doctor come in, and we had a room sanctioned to him, and he would actually check men's prostates right there, give prostate checks, right? Um, that's important. And some men said they've never had their prostate. I don't see how a man is in their 40s and 50s and never had a prostate exam, right? These are things that you have to do, right? Yearly physicals. So, um, yeah, we have to motivate ourselves. We have to drop the fear of going to doctors, the lack of trust, um, and just if if not for our families, then for ourselves, right? For ourselves.
Awesome. My final question: how can we encourage men to take proactive steps towards their health and well being through the year, not waiting until something happens?
Yeah, how can we motivate? I, you know, uh, that's a hard question. It's kind of like the question you asked a little while ago, but I think sometimes, and you know, maybe family members, right? Maybe children, right? If you're a lady watching and you have a husband or you have a fiance or you have children, get your children to nag dad. Hey dad, have you gone to the doctor? Have you had your prostate checked? Have you had your cardiogram? Have you had your physical? We love you, dad. We need you to go. Sometimes you just got to be persistent, right? Persistence overcomes resistance, right? If you're a wife, nag, nag, um, nag him to go. Make the appointment for him. Hey, I made this appointment for you. You know, um, real quick, my dad died when he was 56, so I'm older than my dad was when he passed away. He had high blood pressure for years. He was a boxer. He was a great athlete, and but the medicine they wanted him to take make him sluggish, so he never took it. So from the 20s, 30s, 40s, into it caused high blood pressure puts stress on your organs, especially your kidneys. So now he started to have kidney failure in his late 40s, early 50s, because he never went to get his regular checks up. He never, once he was diagnosed with high blood pressure, he never took the medicine and he never went to the doctor. He didn't want to take the medicine. So it led to him uh, going into renal failure, which happens when your kidneys go out, and then he was on dialysis machine, right? Um, was on dialysis for a few years. Being that he was young, he got on a transplant list, got a transplant, and got a kidney. A week later, after the kidney transplant, he's playing basketball, doing everything that he was doing. I think he was like 53, 54. But what happened when he got the kidney transplant, the medicines that they give you to suppress, right? Because when you get a kidney, your body sees it as a foreign object. So you have to take certain
Yeah.
suppressants. And by taking those suppressants, yeah, he was able to have a new kidney and it lasted 4 or 5 years, but it caused cancer because it not only suppresses those bacteria that would kill the kidney, but it also lets other things come in. And all
Wow.
because why? All because why? He refused, right? That's why they call blood pressure the silent killer. He had it from his 20s all the way to 40s, and it's the silent killer. It killed him slowly and silently, right? He didn't have any signs or symptoms, but he knew it was high. He didn't go to the doctor enough or a lot. Didn't take his medication, right? And nobody to push him, right? I never even knew he had it. But now knowing his history, I even pay more attention to myself. So I go to the gym 3 days a week. I drink a lot of water. I go to my urologist and check my kidneys because I know. And my brother, who's younger than me, has kidney issues now, and I don't. So I think that's because I take care of myself, right? Um, Being a paramedic, I know how important visiting your doctor, your neurologist, your urologist, your cardiac doctor, your yearly physicals. When you transport people that are younger than you and see the effects things have had on them, it makes you act differently,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so preventive care, my dad should still be alive. When you used to see him, they used to think we were brothers. He looked so young on the outside, but his insides, right, were slowly deteriorating,
Yeah.
right, from lack of preventive care, lack of going to the doctor, lack of, taking care of high blood pressure and other things. So,
I'm so sorry that your dad died so young.
yeah.
But you being here is sharing with men how to take care of themselves. And we will definitely have Sir Kevin back because you were not able to hear a lot of what he has to say, and because of this feedback. So he'll be back, and we are thankful that you were able to join us today. But you will hear it clearer the next time we come back. Thank
Thank you
you
for
for
having me.
viewing. This is another episode of Mindset Monday.